Today's video, we are bringing y'all's way from Callaway's state-of-the-art golf facility, the Ely Golf Center.
A lot of things I never even talk about in the golf game.
The first shot I hit, I actually noticed a difference.
Extra stiff, no doubt.
Okay. All of us in the group, including Colin, are all getting fit professionally by 5 of Callaway's best fitters. It is going to be an unreal experience. Stay tuned, see what clubs we all get fit into, and if you want an even more in-depth explanation, all of our What's in the Bags will be on Good Extra.
My name's Nick Arthur. I've been working here at the Callaway Test Center since '96, so 26 years. So I've watched a lot of good players. I've watched some few not so good players.
Yeah, that's me right there. I'm on the not so good side.
But the idea, obviously, here is to watch you hit a few, try a few different clubs, and we'll use some of the measurement equipment to kind of see how you're flighting the ball and what we think is going to, equipment-wise, what's going to be a good setup for you to kind of maximize what you're doing. Obviously, there's a combination of things happening when you're going to play golf. There's what you're doing with your technique, and then you're trying to match the club so it kind of complements what you're trying to do. And it's always important, and this is true for like with all the pros we work on, they always want to understand what they're trying to do specific to their swing and what they want the clubs to do. With the higher handicap guys that we see once in a while, you're going to try to band-aid some things and try to mask some errors to the extent that you can. But with the better players, which is obviously you guys fit in that category, the higher level players, it's actually not a bad thing for the golf club to be set up pretty neutral, so it kind of exposes what your errors are. Yeah. So at least when you hit shots that you're not flighting the ball the way you want to, you can kind of at least not blame the equipment. You can say the equipment's set up for a zero baseline, and it's my fault. And so I know I can blame myself. I can work on some things, but you never want to sit there and hit a shot and wonder, is the club kind of doing that, or am I doing that? You want to kind of clarify what the variables are. And so as you watch you hit something, that's kind of what we're trying to figure out.
What should I start with?
Are you pretty warm? Why don't you hit a few more warm-ups, and I'll get my computers going, and then when you feel all warm and juicy, we'll take a look at some of the numbers.
This is the first time I've played golf in about a week and a half, so we're gonna have some fun with it.
Water. There we go. So Johnny and I talked about this club.
Yep.
Saying, and I hit it, it does launch a little bit higher.
Than the 4-iron.
Which I like.
Yeah, so a good rule of thumb, if you find a set of irons you like for whatever reasons, whether it's the look, feel, the versatility, the trajectory, control, all the things that you look at in clubs. If you get to a point in the longer irons where you run into an issue, you got to figure out what to do about it. And there's 3 main issues that you run into, or players would run into. And it happens at some iron for just about any player. Higher handicappers, lower speeds, it would happen higher up in the set. Better players, higher speeds, happens farther down in the set. And those 3 things are either a trajectory issue, where if you're at a speed where you're hitting into par 5s with your 3 and 4 irons, sometimes players don't want those things to come in real hot.
Exactly.
Or if it's at a yardage that you can hit into some of the longer par 3s, it's like you want to be able to have a normal swing that hits a proper trajectory. So if that's at 4-iron, then you figure out, okay, is there a driving iron, a hybrid, a wider sole iron from a different set, something that brings the trajectory up. Every now and then you can say, well, I'll just put more loft on the 4-iron in the set. Usually that's not done because you run into the second problem, which is distance gapping.
Then it just
so
goes
if you put
back
more
to
loft on your 4-iron, then it's like, well, nice height, but I've already got a 5-iron that almost goes that same distance.
Exactly.
And then higher handicappers run into the third thing, which is like they want something easier to hit. They don't hit 4-irons, or it could be 5-irons. Could be 6-irons even. It's like all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm terrible with this club. I wish I had something easier. And then really high handicappers run into all 3 of those things. And even if they don't get fit, they're like, yeah, I don't have a 4-iron because I never hit it solid. The one time I almost hit it good, it didn't get in the air.
Steven, it's funny, like he's always loved every club in his bag, and then he's like, I just can't hit my 5-iron. So if he gets to a 5-iron,
so it's like
he'll literally hit a 6-iron or a 4-iron.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun. I'm excited. So DG X100 120, so something a little lighter, right? Apex right there. Standard length, standard lie. Is that what you have right now in terms of specs on your irons?
The first ones they gave me, they were a degree flat.
Flat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he gave it back to me, and then they went back to standard. That's right.
Okay.
So the degree flat worked. It was working really well.
Why'd they? Do you remember the reason for that?
I have no. I just know that like in my golf swing, I would sometimes tend to be a tad bit too high.
Okay.
So he put a degree flat when I first got fitted, so that it would kind of force my hands to be a little lower.
Gotcha. Okay.
But then I realized that when I changed my golf swing, I can't be swinging like this. I have to now start swinging like this.
Well, whenever you're ready, let it rip.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I
Ready to get fit.
Luke, do you need to see any numbers with your irons?
No, I don't really know numbers as well. I just, like the trajectory of the window, I can kind of see.
You want to hit that star ball here on the range? I can grab a bucket of them. Yeah,
nice.
That's the ball you play?
Yeah. I've been hitting too many like double cross draws lately.
Are you opposed to hybrids?
I've tried them. I
instead?
couldn't really find a good one. They tend to have a draw bias.
Yeah, we can always modify them to be a little tougher to draw, flatter lie angles.
I'm not against trying hybrids. For
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Does it need to go a certain yardage or a certain trajectory, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. My 3-iron goes like 230, so I'm looking for like a 245, 240
Okay.
club. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, depending on your speed, if you do go hybrid, sometimes players feel like it goes higher than they want at the same time as going the right distance, and then by the time you get the trajectory flatter, essentially, sometimes it goes too close to the 3-wood. So we kind of got to play with that.
I hear you.
Play with that blend of speed and spin to where you get visually what looks right and gapping wise what fits.
Right.
I'll go measure these. I want to hit both of these, and I want to know, like you said, one goes lower than the other. I want to make sure if we see that, maybe the loft tells a little bit of the story.
Okay.
Or if not, they're obviously two different heads and two different shafts. So.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother?
Good.
I'm excited to get fit. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
This will be my first ever like super true, real thorough fitting, so I'm excited for that. This is crazy. I remember like however long ago watching the Dude Perfect video with Jamie Sadowski out here. Like, damn, that place is dope. And now we're here doing this. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man.
So start you off with this here. We'll dial in irons first.
Okay.
Work the driver, and then fill in the gaps after that.
Awesome.
I know you kind of like distance, still like your forgiveness. Let's start off with Apex. It's kind of in the middle there. I don't know. Do you know much about like the product or what we offer? Okay.
No, sir.
I'll give you a little rundown. So Apex in that player distance category is forged, so feels good. Nice look to it. Strong lofted there. Got our cup face. Good ball speed generator. Start off with this. See how it goes. Let me know what you think too. Looks, feels, weight, whatever it may be. Any feedback helps. Hopefully it's kind of similar shaft to X100. What you got? Just standard length. Other than that, man, do your normal swing, back away.
It looks good. I like it. It looks thicker to me. I like that.
Okay, yeah. Like that forgiveness. Gives you confidence, right?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Out of the gates, just fire.
I'm not a big warm-up guy. I just kind of hop into it.
That's your normal ball flight, right?
Yeah.
There, a little right to left. Let's see here. Both are really good swings. That first one, so you're swinging club it at 97, just how fast you're swinging it, right? Let's just know what flex to put you in. Extra stiff, no doubt.
Okay, thank you.
So like that shaft right there, if it feels great, we could try some others too. But anyone above 90 consistently, extra stiff. So not going to change that for you. Ball speed, just how fast the ball's coming off the face. Theoretically, the more ball speed we get, we could see more distance.
Yes, sir.
Carried that one at 188 too, so pounded it out there. And your swing's good. Hitting down on about -3 degrees. Club path, a little
plus,
into out.
Plus, how you doing?
Ah,
that's nice to see.
Hit that nice little draw.
All right, let's see if we can carry on 200. There's the strike.
How's the weight feeling? Feel good?
I like it a lot. I like heavy because I like being able to feel it. 200.7. Yeah. Woo. What a carry.
Look at that, dude. 100 miles an hour. You're good.
Like, cause I'm getting fit. If I didn't like a club, like I'd say, like, okay, let's try something else. But
dude,
I like this a lot.
And the numbers are money. Like literally every single category. Now it's just kind of finding literally just a head that you like.
All right, y'all. Colin Ross here, about to get fitted.
Bubby Golf on the camera. What's going on?
It's just kind of cool.
Dude, this actually feels like to be here and actually getting fit when I'm not the best golfer is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm interested to see, from the perspective of someone that would shoot like 85 to 90, what the difference is between getting fit between, like you or Garrett or...
Well, I'm right there in the mid-80s too, brother.
Well, let's get your wrist to 4 for starters, because you're kind of tall like me. Let's do that. Yeah, you're going to be all the way up in there and like an inch over. Okay. So are you doing standard right now, or you do longer shots?
I think I have an inch or an inch and a half extended.
I got both flights. We can try them both, see what your ball speed's like, see what your efficiency is as far as contact.
Dude, he's nailed this fitting so far. It's literally just in and out. He's giving me the club first try. I don't need to change anything. It's just like, I'm looking at the numbers and I'm feeling it in my hands. It's perfect. I've never had a fitting go so like smooth. It's just, every club's been perfect so far.
This is the Project X Dynamic Gold. The Dynamic Gold is the more popular of the two if you look at the tour players, because the particular flex profile, these are both 125 and 130 grams.
Right.
They're both extra stiff shafts.
Right.
So if you looked at the specs on paper, they would look pretty similar, but the way the flex is distributed across the length of the shaft's a little bit different. So this one's a little bit more focused, a little bit more stiff tipped. Okay, and so what that means is that when you get to the top of your swing and you first put a load on the handle, to the extent you can feel anything going on the shaft, it's more handle related. That's what's taking the bend at that point. Then the bend starts to happen a little. You get about halfway down, then it's starting to. Then the shaft's starting to. It's loaded up and it's starting to unwind. It's starting to unload, and then from a little bit above hip high, now the club head speed is starting to spike. It starts to exponentially move a lot faster as you start to release your hands from hip high. So as the club picks up all that speed and that inertia, it actually starts to help the shaft unwind, and it surpasses it. The head actually passes the shaft, and it's actually pulling the shaft at impact, so that all clubs look like this at impact. The reason a lot of pros like this is because they can feel the X100 load up, so they feel like it's doing something. But from hip high to hip high through impact, it feels very stable. The Project X has a fairly stiff tip also, but it's really stiff in the handle section. So guys that end up liking this are like, well, that one feels like there's too much going on when I change direction. This one, when I go really hard at it or go really aggressive and put a big tug on that handle in the transition, this one feels real like it stays right with me. And some guys with this tip flex tend to time it better at impact. So it really comes down to, again, the Venn diagram of how it feels to you, and am I also getting good performance from it? Okay. There are a lot of notable high-level players that use this. Like Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, our guy John Rahm uses it. So a lot of really high-level players use it. So it's still really popular, and you may end up hitting it better than that one. So you're definitely a candidate for this shaft. So let's give it a try and see how it goes. Transition swing. That's the most common miss you don't like, right? Okay.
I had 52, 56, 60. But yeah,
I'm not in love with it yet. Doesn't look like a magnificent love affair yet between you two. That was the closest to your kind of stock shot you're looking for, but still not as good as the other one.
Most players like off the ground, and that tends to be a spin rate that gets the ball to have enough lift.
Okay, we're done with that. Even though it sounds like this would be kind of a decent shaft that worked for you on paper, or we put these two on the robot and we have certain expectations because the robot's stupid, it's going to swing the same way every time. We go, this shot's going to do this, we can predict in advance, and this shot's going to do this. You don't know with a human being until you put the club in their hands and watch it hit it. And for you, even though it could have worked, it didn't work. A lot of people would say, why don't you have them hit like a lot more shots for a bigger sample size? Because usually what's going to happen if a shaft's in sync with your timing, it may take one or two to transition, get used to it, but within a couple swings, it should start to feel pretty good if it's really a good fit for you. So it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. It just didn't work as well. You didn't hit as solid, didn't produce the flight you wanted. So this one is no good. The third one we want to try would be the Modus Tour, Nippon Modus Tour, which is more like this one again. It's slightly towed down, arguably, even though, again, the specs on paper are pretty similar, it's not quite as stiff as the X100, so that's the last one we want to try. And if that one doesn't work as well, this is where we want to stay.
Yeah, dude, this thing is hot, bro. This thing goes a mile. I'm addicted.
Good swing.
I love it.
That was
197 carry again.
140.
140.
That is. It's absurd.
I play baseball. That's all I can do. Don't ask me to do anything else. I can hit it hard. Anything else?
I had to play something.
I play baseball.
Do you like that better than the Apex?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I gotta carry 200 though. I gotta.
Like, what did you do to keep from booking the second one?
Oh yeah, that's gotta do it. Oh, 198? 143 ball?
See how fast that thing gets up in the air when he hits it?
It's crazy. It just jumps off.
What's the launch?
16.1.
Go 200. Did it carry 200?
199.
199?
200. We can round up.
Oh, 199.7. We can work with that.
Launch 7.
But this is the goofy part. 16 launch at 67 speed, that's your carry number. Usually if you spin it like that, launch it like that, that carry number is like 10 yards short. You're hitting it further at the same spin with high launch. Those are like driver launch conditions.
It's not me, it's the club, bro.
That's not normal.
This thing is OP. This club is OP. All right, y'all, so we just carried that one 199.7, 144 ball?
Yeah, right, Sean?
Yeah, 144.2.
Yeah,
144.2 ball.
That's a good 5 wood, by the way, for a couple guys on tour.
Yeah. We gotta get 200 carry, then we move on to the next. This is definitely it, though. This thing is so pretty over the ball. Ooh.
I like the way that slides through the turf.
So you really don't have any of the major red flags with the 4-iron that some players just have to ditch it for, which would be the height or
what are the numbers on that
yardage.
one?
You don't want to know the numbers on that one.
Like that.
You're picking it up.
Messing with the swing a little bit today, guys, but I need to do that because I've been really steep and over the top. So in order to get fit properly, I need to have a golf swing that I'm going to be comfortable with after the fitting. So if I get fit for a really steep golf swing, I'll probably get fit for clubs that need less spin versus once I change my swing, then the spin's going to be way off. So a lot of different things that I'm kind of going through in my brain today, but as long as I can swing it all right for a couple shots and get a good gauge, we're going to get fit properly.
What are your thoughts on the club that you need for, like, these are going 220. You probably need a 235 club.
Yeah, I mean, I was hitting this.
Yeah, and we don't see a ton of the 3-iron utilities because they start going too low, or they're harder to hit than players want, or they don't quite get out there to the carry distance that they feel like they need past that club. So the alternative is something along this line.
This is also a little bit more consistent, maybe, like easier to hit per se? Yeah.
Yep, same story as the 4-iron versus the 4 utility. You go to a hybrid to make it easier than the 3-iron utility, higher, farther, all those things that. Yeah, this is a kind of a unique club because it's almost halfway between a hybrid and a fairway wood.
Yeah, I actually like this club. It's just.
I wanted to call it the tweener, but I didn't. That didn't get picked.
That didn't get picked? I like that name. Oh, that was a bad swing, but it gets to hit it pretty solid.
What are your thoughts on what this club needs to do? Is it more, it needs to go a certain height, or does it need to cover a certain yardage?
I'm always on the side of more spin, honestly.
Yeah.
And a little bit higher so I can control it into greens.
Yeah, that one went high and it also carried a long way. It carried over 240.
And it like feels like that's pretty soft. I would assume the spin is pretty good on that.
That was on the low side given the shot shape.
Okay.
So that started a little right, fell to the right. Spin axis 5.5 and your spin rate was 3,800. So if you want some height, soft landing, and it needs to go like halfway between the 4-iron and the 3-wood, if by the time you hit one solid and turn this over, it might look a little bit too much like the 3-wood.
Gotcha.
Thus your gap would be farther from the 4-iron and closer to the 3-wood. We'll hit it a few times.
Yeah,
and like Johnny said, we make it in multiple loft options and they're bendable. So if we need a little more loft than this thing, then we can do it. That one's gonna have the right spin in particular because you hit it low on the face.
Oh, that was nice.
It's definitely better on direction than it was the first time through.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it does maybe bring in the ball starting left and falling left a little bit.
Yeah. So the D obviously means draw.
Yeah. So that means D. It's an upright adjustment to the lie angle. So we put draw and neutral on the lie angle change.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that buy clubs and
they don't know.
Adjust them.
Yeah.
Upright is not as intuitive to the average player.
Yeah.
But if you put the word draw on there, they know, okay, if it's slicing or going too far right, that's a setting that might influence it. Yeah, that's nice.
This thing is going far.
Yeah. And we do have an in-between setting too. So we make, for tour, we make these flat hosels that are degree flatter, and typically it's for this head.
Yeah.
So that players that like the easier to launch
I know that's pretty common.
Club don't overdraw it.
Yeah.
In your case, we could put it on this club and put it in the upright setting, and it would be halfway between the two.
Okay.
It would be halfway between the SD on the normal cog and
I'll hit some more of these, but so far I'm liking
But yeah, I would probably do that.
I'm liking
I would
this
set it up like that.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
But let's take the shot.
That was beautiful. That last one felt so good. Is there like any downfall to graphite? Is there any? Nope. Nothing like that I need to be concerned about?
Numbers are looking the same really with any shafts we've put in. It's just feel.
So, and these are a little lighter? These shafts are
compared to what you're like 120, those are like 110-ish.
Now, as a driver, do you tend to still cut it? You try to eliminate one side?
I try to eliminate the left side. I try to eliminate leftness. I want fades off my driver, my 3-wood, my 5-wood, even my 2-iron, 4-iron, honestly.
Yeah. Whoa! Just gonna go down half an inch. So we'll still keep it at a standard for you, but
Yeah, was the length feeling a little too long?
Too long.
Too long?
It's too
Okay.
long for me.
Yep, got it down half an inch.
Yeah, that feels better. It already feels better, Luis. What size is it? 45 inches?
45, yeah, just down half an inch.
Whatever shaft we get, can we just get another one that's a 44?
44. You want to go full 44?
Yeah, I'm gonna go full 44.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yep.
I've just gotten so used to it that I
You just like it?
I just like it. I like that. 312 carry or 312 total.
Spot on, 312 carry.
I like this a little. I like the weighting a little better.
Yeah, you like the weighting?
I like the weighting. What it is, that's perfect.
All I did was I just basically switched the 14-pound weighting and then the 2-pounding and just flipped them. Only because what it's going to do is just take, in a sense, taking the ball speed off a little bit. Only because when the 14 is up at the front, in a sense, it's going to take off a little more spin. We notice with these drivers, spin's coming off a little more, and your spin was way too low. So all we did was just basically flipping it just to add a little more spin. You're not losing anything. I mean, all you're noticing is your ball speed went up to 172. So I'm liking it too.
I like that.
Put the 2-pound weighting there, put the 14 there. Shaft, we'll cut it down to 44. You want it to do it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Weighting wise, do you like 60 or do you want to go to 70?
I think 60 is good.
So I got a 9 degree. See what kind of spin you put on this guy. Triple Diamond has a little lower spin, but that also comes in an 8. All right, so I got Juventus Black, 7X. So the Fujikura, that's a pretty stiff shaft towards the lower spin side. We'll put a 9 straight on to see what you do with this.
Okay.
Just for starters. What are you currently swinging?
A Rogue.
Rogue.
I actually, Luke gave it to me. I don't know the exact. But
Okay.
He had, I don't know. He would know, but there's a shaft on it. It was like the lowest spin possible. I don't know. I don't know what he had, but
Yeah.
oh, Colin. Oh wait, Luke, do you know what shaft you had on that one Callaway driver you gave me?
No.
Hey, tee that thing up a little bit higher.
Does that shaft feel stable enough for you?
Yeah,
Similar to that?
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty stout shaft. The Black 7X is #1 on tour.
Do you see that? Like the hints of blue in there?
Yeah.
Dude, this thing. It's beautiful. It's not just good looking, but it goes a mile.
Are they? You ready?
Yes, sir. I'm more than ready.
So you've seen these before, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we hit them.
So let's just start off with the standard.
8 degrees, so bent down to 8.
Yeah. Do you still like to see and you still hit that natural draw
Yeah.
that you have? You
Yeah,
like
yeah.
seeing that with the driver still?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a big miss with the driver, like you try to avoid?
No, I've been hitting it well recently.
Okay, you have? Okay.
Yeah. You'll see it's
do
messed
you-
up. I aim way right and come over it and hit this. They even can't understand it sometimes. A smothery draw.
All right, fair enough.
You'll
Good
see.
deal.
Yeah, I'll let it speak for itself.
Do you mind like if it fell to the right? Is that okay?
No,
with
that's
you?
fine.
That's fine. Okay.
That's fine. Yes, sir.
Seems like maybe you just don't want to see it go way right.
I don't want to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
If I'm a miss, I want to miss left. I
Okay.
guess is-
If
yes,
you
sir.
want, okay. Cover speed 120, 121. Ball speed 178 there. Efficiency 1.48, so you smashed it.
Okay, I like that spin
10.
rate.
Yeah, 17.
I still gotta get a little loose, and I think we'll get it up there better.
Yeah.
That one I struck.
Still pretty solid. I mean, efficiency 1.47. Still pretty well struck. Launch was a little higher and spin was a little higher, 3,000. But still out there 309.
I know.
Still pretty good swing. Do one or two more.
Okay,
for
let's
us.
do it. Oh, I slipped on that. I slipped on that, and that was perfect.
That's not bad for a
I was
miss.
gonna say.
A little low on the face. Launch went down, spin went up. But again, I mean, still out there 300 for down the middle for a miss hit.
Yeah.
Take that.
I'll hit one more with it. See. I towed it a bit.
Club head speed went up, ball speed went up.
123, 180. With a miss hit?
I know.
Dude, this thing's beautiful, honestly.
Let's do this. So we got some options here.
Okay.
So I know you kind of like forgiveness. That paradigm is going to be forgiving. And if we want to stick with that, that's cool. I'm all for it. I like what we're seeing. What we might want to do is, what we're offering this year is that green cog. So it's what we call strong cog. So we actually go -2 on this to help lower that spin number. So instead of -1, 9 - 1, 8, we could go 9 - 2, so playing as a 7.
I love that.
But I want to do, since you're here, since you tried, I know you've tried it too, but just a triple diamond and see what you think.
Yeah, that's what I was hitting.
Okay, you were?
Scottsdale. I love
Did
that.
you like that one a little better? Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'll tell you one thing, the driver hasn't been the friend for a little bit. I think he's been...
We're going to find some things out today.
We're about to find some things out about the drive, I'll tell you that.
Let's go more neutral. That one. Okay, so the first head you tried was the triple diamond.
Yeah.
It's the tour head, or one of the tour heads, and those heads are designed with flatter lie angles, more open face, center of gravity, more toeward. All that stuff makes the ball go that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had too much of that, right? This head is more neutral.
Okay.
And we can tweak it a little bit. This moves the CG, you know, toeward and heelward. We're probably going to be on this side because we want the ball to turn over a little bit, but it starts pretty neutral. Okay. And then the shaft, it's out of the same family, but this one's not quite as rigid down here at the tip, which again helps the club head recover at the bottom and square the face out. The moral of the story is, if you block this one right, it's your fault.
Yep.
I'm not the best ball striker, so if I set up right now, it might help me catch the center. That would have been a right ball.
Yeah, I mean, if that ends up being your miss down the right edge of the fairway, that we don't mind. We just don't like the one that starts in the right rough and then turns more right.
Face angle a little bit. You don't want the face at money.
That's crazy. Because that was like a straight duck hook, and it's going straight.
It's a hard
It's
driver to
I like
hit
that
duck hooks
though.
with, yeah.
I love that.
326 again.
This is
Hit a
cool.
bunch at 326.
So forgiving. In that swing, guys, I felt like I took over with the right hand and just slap hooked it, and it went dead straight, like with a little draw.
All right, here's the triple diamond, Garrett. So it's a smaller footprint, smallest head.
Gotcha.
It's the most fade bias head that we've got.
Okay.
So the first driver has shot shape adjustability with a little sliding weight on the back. And this one has spin rate adjustability more so than shot shape. So it's got 2 screws, one in the front, one in the back on the bottom. And that tends to influence the trajectory more than the direction.
Right.
Although it does influence both.
Yeah, I'm already a fan of the first one a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first one was coming off good.
Yeah.
The only reason I would say let's try and fine tune this one would be if all of a sudden it was like 2 or 3 miles an hour faster off the face.
Right.
Then we try and fine tune the other aspects, launch, spin, and dispersion.
Right.
But, you know, it doesn't look like it's doing that.
Oh.
Pretty good there.
That was nice.
That was perfect.
But it's still...
You like the other one? That was
the only
good,
thing
launch
is
and
the first swing concerned me a little bit. I feel like this one might have more distance.
Directional issues.
Would this go further than that one?
That was your farthest one.
Right.
That was 176 ball speed, which is only a mile an hour faster than your fastest one, and it went like 2 yards longer than
Gotcha.
So minimal.
Because that's the thing, like I'm not the guy who's like concerned about distance.
Yeah,
so
there's not a lot of guys that are 330 that are hurting to get to 336.
Right. I'm gonna keep hitting this. I'm gonna hit a couple more.
Money.
And now, what is it?
Is that your shot shape? Get it starting, skosh to the left, fall to the right?
Exactly.
That's money.
Yeah.
You're 1 degree left with your path, 1 degree up with your attack. Roll the ball really good when they play a left to right shot off the tee.
I haven't missed a shot yet. Those 2 were all really good.
Yeah, those are perfect. I mean, those are launched good. High launch, low spin, that can mean different things depending on the player.
Yeah.
At high speeds, you're almost 120 club head speed, you know, with your driver. That was 118.5. High launch is anything above 10 really at that speed.
Right.
And the more critical factor is to get a spin rate that is efficient. Yeah, that matches up with your ball speed. It's 175.
I towed it real bad.
Yeah, that's right down the middle.
That's right down the middle. No.
What are you doing?
All right, this is a paradigm right here. I caught that off the toe. Can you see with the glare?
No, I don't think so.
Should we go this way?
Turn it this way if you can.
You see it now?
That's a toe strike. That's absurd.
Dude. So I caught that off the toe, but with the paradigm, it only spun 1588, carried 337, and rolled out to 356. This driver's really not fair. I want to catch one. I want to catch one so well.
Slightly low on the face or pretty solid?
A little on the heel.
I wish my heel strikes were like that.
And launch drop, spin was a little higher, but still 310 carry.
I think just from a soul standpoint, you'd be in good shape here though too.
Yeah, I like those.
Whoever's taking your order, let's get them all written down.
Put it in.
Oh, baby.
Lock it in, baby.
That's awesome, man.
Pleasure meeting you as
Thank
well.
you,
Yeah, that
man.
was
Really
awesome.
appreciate it.
Dude.
That was a
Yeah,
lot of
of course.
fun.
That was good.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Steven.
That
Yeah,
was good.
pleasure. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Sweet. That was amazing. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
Thanks for
appreciate
your
you
time.
guys.
That was fun,
Thank
dude.
you.
Hopefully you enjoyed that. A big shout out to the Callaway team here. I mean, this is absolutely a phenomenal experience. I've obviously gotten fitted a bunch of different times, and this fitting was a little bit different. I think I'm going to be really excited with what I'm getting, and these clubs feel absolutely phenomenal. I'm so excited for this paradigm shift that Callaway's got us in. So thank you guys for watching. This is freaking amazing, and I love you guys. Peace.